That's hilarious.
Welcome to the Madness Collective because I believe we're live now. Hi, what's up? I'm Crescent. My co-host is Antoine.
It's Friday, niggas.
Our guest co-host tonight is Mr. Chavez. Fraser's in the house.
Yo, what up? Chi-Town here.
Yay, Chi-Town in the house, Midwest in the house. Even though I'm not in the Midwest nor LA right now, still.
What does that sound?
Oh, my bad.
Not
That's
me.
me.
not me.
I'm like, that's gonna drive me crazy if that happens every 3 seconds.
There we go. There we go.
There
we go.
Hi.
Taken care
of. Thank you, Chavez. If you are tuning in for the first time, we are the Madness Collective. We recap the headlines because they're insane. They're madness. It's all crazy. Right. So tonight, all hail Queen Beyoncé. Cowboy Carter is here, has arrived. She can do all things. Okay. Diddy's mess got a slew of other people catching strays. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Caresha Romika Brownlee, aka Young Miami, was on the payroll as a sex worker, allegedly. And she transported drugs when needed, allegedly. She is denying at least one of those allegations. Also caught up in the BS, Daphne Joy, who was 50 Cent's ex and baby mother, was also listed as a paid sex worker, which led to some tense social media exchanges between those two. Like with CRT and woke, DEI is the new N-word for racist white people. However, you know what we do? We take shit back. So done that. But we ain't taking Candace Owens back, so God bless. In good political news, Biden raised, $25 million with Obama and Clinton the other night. Hey. Meanwhile, CNN is posting videos showing how many Bibles and sneakers Trump got to sell to get to that 25 million that we just got to in one night. So, that's what it looked like. Hint, it's a lot. Anyway, all that and more, this episode of Madness Collective. I am tired.
I know I got my Bible and my sneakers. I walk around wearing both of them.
Not both.
Yep. Yes, got to have both of them. I'm wearing the sneakers and I'm carrying the Bible.
Well, apparently found out the sneaker, whatever you want to call it, that's another licensing thing. So they used his name. No, we spoke about it in reference to the Bible. I didn't know that
we talked about it in reference to the sneakers the Bible, too, because we were trying to figure out the differentiation between the two. Because some got the Trumps, the T on them.
Oh no, that's not what I'm talking about. That was me just talking about it being a white label, a black label, a white label. I forget which one is correct. But no, I mean in terms of the sneakers are not his company. They used him as a figurehead. The sneakers are a licensing agreement. Just like the Bible is not his company. They are paying him to use his name to promote the product. That's the same thing with the shoes. It's not his company.
Honestly, when you said the white label thing, that's what I actually translated that to. So
no, white label is just when you take an existing product and you rebrand it. His shoes are rebrand. That's why people were able to sell those shoes. They just sold it. The shoes that he's selling with the T on it already existed. He just put a T on it. Yeah. So.
Well, what we really have to remember is he rarely owns anything. He basically he doesn't want the liability. I mean, even the toupee's not his. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not his. Because I've never in my life seen any hair like that. I've never seen a person with hair like that. Never.
I think because I don't think he has a toupee. I think it's a botched hair plug situation. So he styles it so that he still has hair on the top. But it's strange, nonetheless.
Yeah, the folks in the chat don't care about none of that. As Danielle just said, they want to hear about Cowboy Carter. What's up, Sarah? What's up, Dion? Hey, Karen, Danielle, Callum.
Listen, I'm sitting up with Chi-Town's comedian Tony Baker. 27 songs is too damn long for me to be listening to.
It ain't a full 27. It's not all 27 songs. Some of those are just interludes with somebody like Dolly Parton and Willie Nelson just kind of transitioning you to the next song.
Okay. It is a long album though. It is longer than a typical album. But I did finally Yeah, I listened to it while I was working. I literally just walked in the door. I got 2 songs left, Amen, and I forget the other one. But we'll get
So
to it, I'm sure.
right. So, but we will get to Cowboy Carter, I promise. But before that, I like to try and if I hear something that's super super crazy. I mean, most of the headlines are nuts, but some of them, are outside of. Yeah, I'm still at somebody else's house, so there might be additional noises. Sorry. Anyway, it's the end of March. We never really did a whole March Madness thing, which Antoine and I say every year we're gonna try and figure out.
Yeah,
And we don't.
we might get into legal trouble if we don't change it into something else.
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Right. So March Madness. So Maddock. Actually, you know what? Let me just say all the things that happened. So there's a GOPer who's a state rep out of Michigan. Maddock is his name. This is what he tweeted out the other day. Happening right now. 3 buses just loaded up with illegal invaders at Detroit Metro. Anyone have any idea where they're headed with their police escort? Well, guess what he was referring to? The fucking team's coming into town for the damn NCAA tournament, okay, for March Madness. So that gets pointed out to this fool. He decides to double down. But what was said was, here's a quote from the Wayne County Airport Authority, which operates Detroit Metro Airport. The 4 men's basketball teams competing in NCAA tournament Sweet 16 at Little Caesars Arena arrived at DTW Wednesday evening. The buses seen in the photograph circulating online were transporting the basketball teams and their respective staffs. This fool doubles down. Then he tripled down. So someone was like, yo, dude, that's the NCAA. What are you talking about? He goes, sure, commie, good talking point. Then he said, we know this is happening. Hundreds of thousands of illegals are pouring into our country. We know it's happening in Michigan. Our own governor is offering money to take them in. Since we can't trust the hashtag fake news to investigate, citizens will. There it is. The process of investigating these issues takes time. Then he said, I haven't heard a good answer yet. So the fact that he was told that those are students who are competing in motherfucking March Madness, he's still why let the truth get in the way of your fucking crazy story, right? So he continues, I haven't heard a good answer yet. I took a tip and asked because this is happening in many places and it is well documented.
Yeah.
Why do y'all keep crazy people? Why? Please, can someone tell me why?
Yeah, because even when he posted it, it's like you have to, like, they have to put a disclaimer essentially under his post now, because the first one I showed was his original post, and now on X/Twitter they have to
community notes. Community notes is like,
it's community notes basically saying, tread lightly because this is probably some shit a right winger is making up for no reason.
Not even probably. They're not even probably.
Yeah.
They're like, this is wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong.
That's not what this is. Go ahead, Shabazz. You're about to say something.
No, I was just going to say I'm going to always lean back on what we're experiencing right now is what happens when after you have a war and you allow the losing side to soak and seethe for over 100 years. The craziness, the craziness has built up over generations.
You talking about the Civil War? That's the war you talking about? Civil War?
Yeah.
Okay,
So that's how we ended up where we are right now with
okay, fair.
These people.
Yes. Karen said this is why it's pointless to argue facts with MAGA. I mean, clearly, because you tell them what's real and they say no. No, that's not it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. You can literally tell them like they're on fire and it's just like no. But they'll sit there and they'll be making the faces because they're feeling the burning and stuff. But they'll still say I'm not.
Yeah, it's a sad day when the truth is negotiable. I mean, it's terrible. And when an elected official behaves this way, they should be removed from office. You're putting false information on a public platform, and someone tells you, "Hey, dude, just so you know, we have proof that what you're saying isn't true." And instead of saying, "I'm sorry, I was misguided. I thought I was getting my information from a reputable source," they just continue to post it and don't take it down and stand on business.
Well, what I will say is this. So William Barr, Pence, Ivanka, there's been quite a few of them who've come out and said that the election was not stolen.
Yes.
And when you still have people that want to push that, when you have quite a number of those people saying that it wasn't stolen, then basically like we were just saying, they just want to continue up the nonsense. That's basically it. They want to continue with nonsense. It's like they want to wake up every morning choosing violence.
Every single time. And because
Yep.
that's what Trump wants to do. So if you're a Trumper, if you're MAGA, right, which is now the Republican Party, sorry, it is. Yeah, you got to continue with, and we no longer actually should be calling it the big lie. We should be calling it sedition because that's what it is. This whole election denying
Yeah.
bullshit,
Yeah.
that's sedition. Stop it. It's not a fucking big lie. It's sedition. Biden won fair and square, and God willing, and the creek don't rise, he gonna win again in November. Okay, so you motherfuckers need to vote.
I wish the Democrats would have almost like y'all remember like a current affair, like the news
Right,
shows
right,
that
right.
did the more seedy commentary.
Yeah.
The DNC, like they need to start tapping into these resources like Black Twitter and things of that nature. They should have like a weekly newsletter, something that posts on Twitter. Here are the lies that have been told this week. Here are the elected officials who are guilty of these lies, and do what you will with this information. Expose them. Don't let them get away with this shit. Don't let them post false information and just let it fall by the wayside. It's a resource that I feel like they're not taking advantage of. Call these people out.
The thing is, it is covered, but it's not being covered, to your point, though, in places where the people who need to see it will see it, right? Because MSNBC does cover the fucking lines. They're like, this is not true. And they tend to devote a lot of time to it because there's a lot of it. But, most people aren't checking for MSNBC or CNN.
I feel that when it's posted, here's the thing, I think the opportunity that they're missing out on, the internet tends to be more democratic when things go viral. So if they have a list like Bill Maher or Oprah's My Favorite Things, here's Republican Liar of the Week or something. I don't know what you would call it, but you frame it that way and you make it, you formulate it in such a way that it is easy to transmit around the internet, and you make that shit, you have niggas waiting every week. Hey y'all, let's see who lied this week. It's something they just need to do more. I don't know. They need to do more because it's really something that I think it's something that can be taken advantage of.
It needs to be better organized because there are different people. Again, y'all know I'm on Twitter still, who are doing these summations. But again, it's like if you follow them, if you're on Twitter, so if you're on Threads, or if you're on YouTube, then you're not seeing it. I mean, look, we found some good people on YouTube who cover Midas Touch. That's who we had that one video from.
Yeah, his channel is amazing.
Right? Like, so, but I agree with you, though. They need to be part of the campaign. Like, they need to put behind them. And we're going to talk about how much.
Brian Taylor Cohen is really good, too. Brian Taylor Cohen reads them for filth. I watched him when nobody was watching him. He does it. Pete was on his show about a week or so ago. So, he's doing the Lord's work.
No, he is. And I follow him on Twitter. So, exactly. There are a bunch of. Yeah. So,
well, that's the thing. That's the thing. What ends up happening is the main players within the Republican Party they tend to go hard. The main players in the Democratic Party do not. The main players in the Democratic Party try to play clean, and that's the issue. I mean, that's the issue right now. Right now, that's the main issue.
Yeah, but you can play.
They're responding better. It's just not widely circulating. Trust me, because they are on top of things. It's just we're just not. I mean, I'm seeing it because of the different everywhere I'm getting information. So they could be going harder, though. I agree.
They need to put more stank on it, and what I mean by that is embrace the shade. Everybody is in the shade now. Everybody loves shade today. So they're too fucking nice. By playing dirty, you can play dirty without being a liar. But it's like you got to be slick like the other ones. They say a bunch of slick shit, And they throw lies in with it, and that's just more entertaining to people, and they're more likely to click on it and listen to it. So they need to just become shadier. Yeah, but hire some drag queens to show you how to do it. I don't fucking know. You okay, Caresha?
No, I am. I'm sorry because you know what's happening. There's different things that I'm looking for while y'all are talking. So because I'm glad Chavez is here tonight. So, for example, like the which we're going to talk about that toward the end of the show, Biden's fundraiser. So Jeffrey Katzenberg said, "Look, Biden is focused on demonstrating his track record to voters. Unlike our opponent, every dollar we're raising is going to reach the voters, not paying for legal fees." Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, some people are kind of taking these digs. It's just, yeah.
But he should have framed that. There's a way that could have been said. There's a shady way that could have made that a lot more entertaining that would have, especially for niggas, if they had said it in a certain way, it just would have gained more traction. So they can't just state the obvious. You got to say that shit with some panache.
He said the panache. To circle back around real quick, to circle back around to the insurrection threes that Trump put out, the sneakers. Those are also pre-ordered, so it's not like you get those right away. You know what I'm saying? Right. You have to pay for them up front, and then they're supposed to come to you. You know what I'm saying? That almost sounds like the what is it? The Big Baller brand, where it's like
it's print on demand.
You may get your shoes, you may not get your shoes.
Yeah, it's Teespring. It's the same thing as, it's all the print on demand companies. You don't have to, you can run a whole company and you don't have to have any inventory. And that's the advantage of it. But, you would think somebody whose name is worth $14 billion with $10 billion in real estate assets wouldn't have to piggyback on somebody else's design and create their own from scratch. But who we're dealing with.
Yeah. I love watching him when he's selling. I love watching him when he's selling though, because he looks so crazy. Like
he does. He does.
Yes. And a couple people are noting in the chat, and I agree. Ernest said it. Karen said it. Like, Dark Brandon, look, Biden has been like, just fucking turn me loose, okay? I got witty comebacks for all you motherfuckers. You think I'm old? That's okay. My mouth still works. So
he stepped his game up. He is turning into a notorious shade queen, and I'm here for it. Yeah.
Yes.
Kamala as a black woman is letting me down. She is not shady at all in that way. She's just not built like that, I guess.
Hey,
I'm sorry, I don't mean let me down as a black woman. I just expect more shade from a black woman, I guess.
If you knew her, you would have never been let down. You would have already knew what to expect. If you were even familiar with her.
Okay. Don't leave Kamala alone. She was in the Senate. She was serving motherfuckers. But slightly different role right now.
Well, I'm just saying she ain't from the South Side of Chicago, or
No, she's not. She's not. But she in the Senate during hearings. In the Senate during hearings, she was serving motherfuckers. Okay, like
she was serving them up, but she wasn't hitting them like Michelle would hit. You know what I'm saying? Like Michelle,
right.
Michelle when she hit with the bye Felicia. You know what I'm saying? Like when she hit Melania with that, I was like, damn, that's so Southside.
Well, but allegedly Kamala is actually funny behind the scenes, but she don't display that when she's doing business apparently. So yeah. I get it. I get it.
She still got to play a role right now, because I'm still convinced part of the reason why Biden's numbers are not as high as they could be is because if something happens to him, she's president and people are struggling with that. So
yeah,
she's still trying to play like a certain lane. But look, Dark Brandon, come through, all the shade I want it, please. Yes. Thank you, Danielle. No Kamala slander. She knows how to give when needed.
Not with that mouth do.
Somebody asked Dark Brandon what that mouth do, and he said, "Watch this." he did a Usher. Watch this.
I will never forget when Charlamagne. I've mentioned this on the show before, but Brandy was on the Breakfast Club, and Charlamagne kept asking Brandy what that mouth do, and she didn't really understand what he was. It was so disrespectful.
So disrespectful.
Talking that way to the vocal Bible.
Okay, moving on. We're gonna talk about Cowboy Carter. Jesus Christ, I need a vacation. All right, so
55
last night,
songs.
midnight.
55 songs.
You know what? You need to stop. Last night,
55 songs.
midnight. Cowboy Carter officially dropped. It's 27, right? That's where we at.
It depends on if you count the interludes or not. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, right, exactly.
I think it's 20.
So,
I think it's 24 actual songs. Yeah, full song.
Somebody in the chat knows. Danielle probably knows.
Yeah.
So a couple things in a press release. I didn't get a chance to do as much like research as I wanted to. I did get through the entire album. I love it. Hey Beyonce, love you so much. I love that she just keeps it different. She changes up a couple things. One, this was finished before Renaissance. But this is what she said. She said, she revealed a new press release. I was initially going to put Cowboy Carter out first, but with the pandemic, there was too much heaviness in the world. We wanted to dance. We deserve to dance, but I had to trust God's timing. So there are people who are like certain songs like Amen, you can hear them leading into Church Girl. So it's, if you're listening closely to this album and then comparing it to Renaissance, you hear like, oh, okay, this could have flowed into that. So that's interesting. Love her. Jolene is, as Antoine predicted. So for me, I think that is currently my favorite. I'm sure there'll Levi's jeans. I love.
I like the duet with her and Miley. That's my favorite. Her and Miley is my favorite. Yeah. Two Most Wanted is the name of it.
Did they do two songs on the album?
No, Miley's only on one.
And Post Malone. Yeah, so you're right. It's Two Most Wanted, and then the Post Malone song is Levi's Jeans, which I do like, and that comes right after that one. Daughter is cool. Texas, obviously, I love Texas Hold'em.
Girl, Daughter, she came in. She said, "Bitch, I'm finna get opera." Woo! I said, Leontine Price in this motherfucker. It was giving Aida. But here's what was interesting. She is right when she said it's not a country album. It's more of a vocal acoustic type thing. There's country in there, but when the album first kicked off, I was like, okay, vocals. It sounded like Freddie Mercury. It sounded like Queen. The way the vocals were layered, almost like on Bohemian Rhapsody. The vocals are her background vocals on here. They showcase her voice in a way that they have never showcased it in a layered fashion on the previous album. So sonically, aesthetically, just sitting down, putting on headphones and listening to the album, to me, this is her best album from that perspective. I loved it.
Chavez, your face looks, you're focused on something. Chavez.
Yeah. No, I'm looking at the screen.
Oh.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I do too, Karen. So again, if you haven't listened yet, Jolene is not a like direct cover, as Karen noted. She switched it up, got some extra ass lyrics in there, which I super appreciate.
Bitch, you want some smoke?
Come through. So, and about that, quickly, some tweets. So this dude named Ayo Tristan said, "Yo, you think Beyonce got hands? She be talking like she got hands." So somebody responded. Fab told a story once where she hemmed him up in the club because he had a bar on his mixtape that said, "If you could have Beyonce, would you take Solange?" So I guess she got in his face about that. And then 50 was on the Breakfast Club telling him a story about Bay hopping off a ledge because he was talking to Jay and apparently looked a little tense. But she like basically rode up to both of them and looked at him like, "What's what?" And 50, honestly, Antoine, we should try and play that clip, that video on Monday because 50 telling it, he's like, "What is happening?"
So the Jay situation was 50 just really went to holler at Jay about something, but they hadn't been on the best terms. And he said Beyonce he was like he wasn't even on nothing, and Beyonce kind of started heading that way, like she was about to handle some business. He was like, "Yo, I don't want none. I'm just talking to you. I'm just talking.
Not just heading that way. Rolled up like
yeah. She rolled up. Yeah.
Talking about right now.
Well, fun fact, when 50 Cent, people forget 50 Cent was signed. He had a whole record deal before Eminem scooped him up, but then he got shot. So 50 Cent's debut album was called Power of a Dollar, and it got shelved because when he got shot, they were like, we didn't know this was what we fucking signed up for. And back then, Beyonce wasn't Beyonce. Beyonce is singing the hook on his first single. So, funny how things change,
Right.
At any rate, yeah, it's a really well done work of art, and I guarantee she's going to get album of the year for this. No question.
So
It's happening.
I saw a comment that references what you were talking about the other day about Jay-Z's comments at the Grammys. I'm gonna try and find it before that. So today, Beyonce's Cowboy Carter became Spotify's most streamed album in a single day in 2020 so far. This is also the first time a country album holds the title this year. Oh, so Antoine, like what you were saying about sonically, like I still think it's still giving me as a whole country album, but I agree with you when she said it's not a country album, it's a Beyonce album.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's enough in there.
Country influence. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody said, watch the Grammys committee create a whole category called Best Urban Country Album. I'm not putting shit past them, right? Like I can't.
Urban country.
Also, she became the first Black artist in history to occupy the entire top 15 of the U.S. Apple Music country charts.
Yeah.
Just doing the things, just doing all the things.
I'm gonna need y'all to stop being so excellent because y'all making people hate us more. So I just need y'all to bring it down on the excellence. Bring it down on the excellence. We need to bring that down, become a little bit more mediocre,
Well, you know what, Danielle, it's funny you say this because American Requiem is the one that was giving me Bohemian Rhapsody, but now that you pointed out, it also sounds like Seven from Prince. So in terms of them layered vocals. So yeah, it's a lot going on. Yeah, it's a really well done album. I'm not saying I wasn't surprised. I knew it was genius to have that intro with Dolly saying Becky with the good hair reminded her of this one tramp named Jolene. That was hot. That was hot.
It's so awesome. And
so what genre?
Go ahead.
So what genre will be her next? What will be her next genre to step into?
So the speculation. Hey, what's up? Yummy's in the chat. Oh my God, Neff's in the chat. Hey, Yummy, Neff, Rich the actress. Hey, what's up, y'all? I just want to shout folks out. Hi, Lisa, Sarah, Teresa. What's up, y'all? So Shabazz, the speculation, at least amongst fam, is that right, Neff, we've been talking about these concert tickets. We fighting literally everybody in the country now for like concert tickets. It's gonna be
start selling blood now, but go.
Neff, can you put an avatar in there with your photo in it? I mean, come on, it's 2024. Come on now.
She's not doing that. So, Shabazz, sorry to answer your question. We're thinking rock and roll, or we're hoping for rock and roll as Act 3. That's what I want. That's the thing.
Yeah.
The only other thing it could be would be jazz, and I don't see her doing that. That would really be pushing the envelope in terms of the American palette at this point. But she could flip it. You never know.
You don't think classical? I mean, I could see her with one of those little white wigs on. You know what I'm saying? You see, the little classical on the violin.
I don't know. It's possible.
What you mean?
I think rock and roll.
She said she can't have this on in the car. What you talking about, girl? Turn it on. Didn't you have it on, Antoine, in the car when you was just driving?
Oh, every passenger today had to listen to Cowboy Carter because I had to finish listening to it before the show. Like I said, I walked in and I was late today.
Right. Sorry, Shabazz, you were saying.
To it.
No. I was just saying, classical. I can see it with the wig rocking that 1970. I mean that 1700, 1800 outfit. You know what I'm saying? Little shoe with the buckles on them. Them socks, knickerbockers.
Yeah, I mean she always surprises us, so we'll see what happens.
Kamala released a lovely tribute. She said, Beyonce, thank you for reminding us to never feel confined to other people's perspective of what our lane is. You have redefined a genre and reclaimed country music's Black roots. Your music continues to inspire us all. Magic Johnson gave a really lovely tribute to her on Twitter. I'm not gonna read the whole thing because it's too damn long. But yeah, Cass is just out the woodwork. Like, obviously social media was like popping today. And then the different artists.
If you're gonna read Magic's, I need you to read it in his voice though.
I will not.
Oh my God.
If you gonna read Magic, I
Come
need you
on
to read it
now.
in that voice. I'm telling you.
I want to point
she's not doing that.
out Negro Damas strikes because I tried to pull the clip up, but I told y'all when I talked about Linda Martell, I said she's going to discuss Linda Martell on this album, and not only did she discuss her, she gave her 2 interludes on the album. So Linda got her flowers finally. And again, if you weren't here for that episode, Linda Martell was the first black woman to chart on the country music chart. She was also the first black woman to play at the Grand Ole Opry.
Yes. And so someone said to that, imagine having your music and legacy falling into obscurity, and then 50 years later, the biggest star in the world thrusts you back onto the world stage and gives you your flowers in the most magnificent way possible. And what Linda said was, she's like, what she's doing is beautiful, and I'm honored to be a part of it. Beyonce, after all. She sounds so sweet. I love this. I just love everything about this. And I don't know, Antoine, did you get a chance? I saw Azalea said something, but I kept pushing because troll. But I think one thing I saw said, am I gonna have to eat my words? So I don't know full out all the things.
She will apologize and she will retract. I mean, she's done it before. She's had to do it with Nicki a couple times. But no, I didn't see it. I'll check it out this weekend. I needed some positivity in my life this week. So you know what, I'm my girl, you don't know what you go get. I said, let me be in the right mindset before I see what she's talking about.
Callum said sell plasma. Callum says you have to sell limbs. Hold on, you gonna have to sell limbs. Plasma ain't gonna get it. You're gonna have to sell some limbs.
Not Bluntry. Yeah. It's Bluntry. It's a lot of weed smoking on the album.
Oh my God, yes it is.
Yeah, she's embracing the marijuana.
Yeah, she is. And clearly her and Jay, get it in the bedroom. Track.
Yeah. I just have never associated her with being a weed advocate. But that's fine. I don't have no problem with it.
Yeah, I think one of my girls pointed this out. She's like noticing that different, especially at the award shows. Look, Beyonce be looking high or a little faded, so it's either the liquor or a little bit of weed. If you looking at her, she got this look on her face. I'm like, oh, you high, girl. I'm not mad at it.
It's not the edible high look. It looked like maybe she smoked a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Yeah, it's a little bit of like it's in the eyes. It's in the eyes.
Let me go ahead. This is let me take this off. It's
not allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly. This is allegedly. We don't know what that woman puts in her body, so it's alleged.
True that. Yeah. True that.
Yeah. Facts. She also grown as
allegedly.
Do you? She says, from Beyonce, she said, I recorded probably 100 songs. Once that is done, I'm able to put the puzzle together and realize the consistencies and the common themes, and then create a solid body of work. I just love her.
Oh, so she only kept 3/4 of the songs on the album. Okay.
Right.
All right. Cool.
Yes. So thank you. Danielle said, Willie said, light it up. It's smoking hour. That's what I'm talking about. It's 2 smoking hours on that bitch. And Danielle was like, no, she looks high a lot. Exactly. Ernest said Beyonce did the same kind of tribute to women singing house music and the Clark sisters. I love how she tributes the legends. Absolutely. Also in terms of breaking records, she's 27 years into her career. She breaks the record for the most simultaneously top 100 songs on US Apple Music among women. It's just, she dope.
Well,
she's dope.
What I will say, if anyone deserves to be high, she deserves to be high. I mean, she works hard at what she does,
She got a lot of kids too.
Yeah, it's a lot going on.
Got a lot of kids. 3 kids these days is a lot of kids, and she got some broad. The age difference is pretty broad, so she still got some tiny ones.
They got nannies. Yeah. Karen said, "Good to see the allegedly banner back." Yeah, Antoine was determined. He was like, "We got to get the banner back for allegedly."
You niggas in the chat, Chavez on the show tonight. We have to be ready. No, absolutely not. I did not say no. It's alleged. Yes.
Yeah. Right. Yummy. Thank you. I wonder who her knee surgeon is. Can I tell you? So Governor Gretchen Whitmer
Gimme.
posted on Twitter and was like, "Michigan, are you tuned into country radio?" She had her cowboy boots put up on the table. I am loving this.
Wow.
Yeah. Tony said this modern age where you can put out 90 songs and still call it a single album. That's funny.
I was listening to Two Strange Things Happen while I was driving today. So I had the album on. I was only able to fit in like 3 hours of driving. So I put the album on and Protector was playing. And as I was driving, I saw a mother pushing her child in a buggy and she had one arm. I don't know how that woman lost her arm, but it just hearing the song and seeing that, I don't know. And then my
her daughter's is credited on that one. Rumi.
Yeah, Rumi's on the song. Yeah. So
go ahead,
the other thing that happened was my next to last ride, I picked up a black woman. She looked like my niece. That's why I will never forget her. She was in the car. We were talking, and I was dropping her off at her job on 2nd Street in Long Beach. And I said, girl, you listen to this new Beyonce yet? I said, it's fire. She said, oh, she was like, oh, I heard it was coming out. And then I told her about Jolene. I said, yeah, she got, and I didn't expect her to know what the song was because she was younger. She wasn't even 30 years old. I said, you remember Beyonce talked about Becky with the good hair? She said, yeah. I said, so she got Dolly to do the intro to Jolene. And she's like, oh my God, I know how to play Jolene on the guitar. I was like, that was random as fuck. So she was like, I definitely have to hear it now. So yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day.
Are you familiar with Dolly Parton's America? The podcast that she had was like 6 episodes, 8 episodes. I think it was on NPR.
No.
I haven't listened to it.
Called Dolly Parton's America. And it was basically her just telling her story from the time that she was little all the way up until now. Pretty dope.
Oh, I didn't know what the source of it was, but I heard that she was doing that. I don't think I realized it was a podcast.
No, I didn't know.
It was like some years ago.
Okay, I was gonna say I saw different quotes from it, her talking about like her journey. So I was like, I don't know if she had dropped a memoir. I didn't know exactly where all the information was coming from. Oh, podcast.
Yeah, she's still popping. Y'all know Dolly dropped a rock album last. Dolly dropped a rock album last year. Did y'all know that?
No.
Yeah,
I do know.
It's duets all on it. She never done rock. She's a country artist, but yeah, she did all rock songs, and I heard a couple of them. They were fire.
I do hear that she doesn't have a cell phone, and if you want to get in touch with her, you gotta fax her.
I mean,
she's dead up about that. Yeah, she was like, no, and that's her point. She's like, I don't actually want you motherfuckers to reach me. Like, if we cool,
about to say,
and you in a circle, then we communicating, and if we not, we have to jump through some hoops or talk to my attorney. I'm sure that motherfucker got a cell phone, so don't bother me.
Right.
She keeps it moving. She's never been a political person. She's always smiling. I remember I saw an interview and somebody said, "Who's your stylist?" And she said, "It costs a lot of money to look this cheap." She's adorable.
Philanthropist. She's donated a lot. Yeah. Different communities, books, reading, literacy.
But when you hear her, when you hear about her story, though, like I said, you get a chance to check that out. You hear her story. We already know what she was faced with. I mean, come on, coming up during the time she came up, and it ain't hard to spot Dolly. You know what I'm saying? So, she had to deal with a lot, and she stood up for herself. So it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
That was a dope story.
Patty LaBelle so about Jolene.
She said Patty LaBelle can't drive. I don't want her to drive. Just give me them pies, yo. That's all I want.
Did we mention Patty? I don't know. Maybe I missed it because it's a lot to keep up with. I'm glad Antoine's now doing
No, it was Yemi is just referring to the fact that a lot of well-known celebrities are kind of off the grid. So yeah.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Look, I mean, hell, yeah, I would like to not drive. That'd be awesome. Oh, I'm not mad at the fact shit either, quietly. So Melissa Murray, one of my faves, she's on MSNBC. She's a professor at NYU. She said the fact that Beyonce is still dragging Becky with the good hair, a true Virgo. Hashtag Jolene. Also about that, every day y'all keep wondering why that woman is still with that man. Have y'all listened to her music? She will peel y'all muffin cap back blue over him, okay? Because they do. They stay on Twitter, on social media, talking shit about Jay. Y'all leave that man alone. She loves him.
And with the Puffy stuff,
together.
everybody keeps saying Jay is next. I don't understand that. And I think it's interesting.
You know about something? Go ahead. Sorry, Antoine.
You said what?
So I was gonna say what Antoine was talking about, but I was gonna say Chavez be knowing stuff, Antoine, that we don't know. So I don't know.
Oh, you talking about Jay? You talking about Jay?
Yeah.
Well, they keep saying he's next in reference to all the Puffy stuff.
Well, I mean, what I will say is nothing has really been. I haven't heard anything over the years in regards to Jay. That doesn't mean there's nothing there, but the stuff with Love has been out in the streets and out in the world for a very long time. For a very long time.
Right.
So
yeah.
the stuff we do know about Jay, like the few things. Look, he sold drugs. He talks about that. He raps about that. Right. Like a couple altercations with, like, he's on video like mushing a chick in her face back in the day. But we are all aware of those things. Now this Puffy shit is a different layer, which is a good transition because we do have some Puffy stuff to update on. But before that, I have one or two more things I want to say about Cowboy Carter. So she did also talk about, she was like, the word cowboy itself was used. This is the reason why she used cowboy in the album title. The word cowboy itself was used in a derogatory way to describe the former slaves as boys, who were the most skilled and had the hardest jobs of handling horses and cattle alike. And destroying the negative connotation, what remains is the strength and resiliency of these men who are the true definition of Western fortitude. It's layers upon layers upon layers upon layers, which is what she does. Everything has meaning to it. Like, she's not just throwing shit out there. Which again, I love her. She's fucking excellent. So, I found the tweet I was looking for, Antoine. This person said, Jay-Z wild as hell. Imagine giving that speech at the Grammys about album of the year, and the whole time, Beyonce sitting on this album.
Yeah. I mean, so that's, to me, it wasn't necessary, but everybody feels differently about that. But she's getting album of the year for this album. It's experimental. It's not only, it's experimental, it's not controversial in a negative way. Like, if you feel bad about this album, that's your problem. You get what I'm saying? It's your problem.
Yes. I agree.
Because it's facts. It's facts. It's factual. It's like, you know what I mean? It's not putting out information that's potentially false. And also, when you got Linda Martell, Dolly Parton, Willie Nelson, Miley Cyrus, and a plethora of black country musicians on the album. You know, if you have something negative to say about this, you're a fucking asshole. So yeah, it's and the vocals, it's vocals for days. So
it is. There's ballads, there's up tempo. It's, again, for me, like Renaissance. It's a not just fun album. It's a deep album in certain ways. It's an ode to Jay. It's a get the fuck up off my man. Like, there's just elements. There's something for everybody. In my opinion, there's something for everybody's album, per usual. So Karen said her bucket list includes going to see a black rodeo. Okay, I can see that.
We have them here.
Yes, thank you.
We have black rodeos here. I'm pretty sure there's a black rodeo in LA. I don't know if it's something that you could just say I'm going on Saturday, but I'm sure they have them here in LA because a lot of, I mean, you go to Compton, you see niggas riding horses with cowboy hats and boots on. So there's a tradition there.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, they're ranches in Compton. I've seen them ride up to like up Crenshaw. Ride up on Crenshaw with their horses. So
yeah,
from Compton.
So look, Karen, let's down to organize a Madness Collective outing to a black rodeo. So
that would be nice. We'll do some research.
Okay. Right. Kimmy's in the chat. Oh, Nefertari said yes, Antoine, in Burbank.
Oh, nice.
Right. All right. So yeah, let's figure that out. Oh, thank you, Sarah. This is what I'm gonna say. So when Antoine tells y'all to like the video, apparently y'all do it. So Antoine, just go ahead and deliver that message. Just, for now.
Yeah. If you in the chat, go ahead and hit the like button because that gets us more views, gets us more exposure.
Yeah, that's what's needed. Thank y'all.
Yeah.
So, we'll probably, of course, have some more to say about Cowboy Carter on Monday. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and keep it pushing to Diddy. Right. So we covered, what we did on Wednesday about the raids that took place earlier. At the top of the week. So other people, which is what happens, right? When you roll with bad boys, you catch some strays. So allegedly, Caresha, aka Young Miami, transported what's called pink cocaine for Diddy, and allegedly she was paid monthly as a sex worker. So stop right there. Pink cocaine, aka. Does anyone know how to? Is this Tusi, Tusi, or Tuci? Tucci. But you know what? The reason why I didn't want to say it because that's what Lil Wayne is called, but it's spelled in a very different way.
No. Wayne's is Tunchi, like Tune. There's no N in this one. This one is like Stanley Tucci. Lil Wayne's is Tunchi with an N.
But you know what? I've seen his spelled Toon. That's why I sometimes get it confused. But that's me looking at the internet, so that's on me.
Yeah, it's a nickname. It's a nickname from his grandma. Yeah,
that part I knew. Yeah. So okay. So
I ain't know they was out here. Look. I back in my day, I've done ecstasy and cocaine in the same night. I ain't know they was mixing them together. Pink cocaine. I can't do it now. I'm too fucking old. I can't party no more. But that's back in the day. I'd have been like, sign me up, nigga. Shit, where the party at?
Antoine out here with the long pinky nail. Antoine out here with that long pinky nail on his one hand.
I wasn't like that. I don't want y'all to think I was out here doing coke every weekend. That's not the case.
So, just in case you missed it, apparently that is what pink cocaine is. It's cocaine and ecstasy mixed together. So, MDMA, methamphetamines, opioids, and any new psychoactive substances. Sorry, ketamine. So it's just a grab bag of shit that they put some pink in it, and now you have pink cocaine. So apparently they was like, I think getting ready for one of the music festivals in West Virginia or Virginia, someplace, someone with Pharrell, whatever that music festival.
Well, it's something in the water. Pharrell, that's a really successful festival. He got into it with, he moved it. Chavez, what do you remember when that? He got into it with the city and he either canceled it and moved it. Yeah. It's a big festival though. It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah, I remember that. So anyway, he was prepping for that on his way to that. Anyway, he was like, I ain't got the pink stuff on me. And so the dude who actually did get arrested on Monday, Brandon, the white boy, he didn't have any. He forgot to bring it. So allegedly, they placed a call to Young Miami to have it for her to fly it up with her and to give it to him. Here's the thing. She said she was actually getting fitted for her Met gala dress, when allegedly this all transpired. And so these allegations are coming from Little Rod's amended complaint.
Yeah, I told y'all he amended it, and somebody pointed out he did it over last weekend. Yeah.
So that's one thing. She said, no, wasn't me with the pink cocaine. However, he also said that she was on the payroll as a sex worker. I didn't see her come out and refute that one, but again, allegedly, I don't know. I don't know.
unless there's like a W-9 or something, a 1099 or something. I mean, there's no way to really prove unless there's some transaction like Cash App or Zelle or Venmo. How do we really prove that she is a sex worker?
I just feel like I'm gonna be honest with you. The Lil Rod dude is saying a lot for somebody who is just proposition. I don't know why you would be privy to all this information, because even when he amended it, he said that when he told the story about the dude who forgot or couldn't get a hold of the pink cocaine, and Young Miami was then, sent to bring it on a private plane.
I think she was wherever it still was located, and she was supposed to bring it with her.
Right, but the dude who didn't bring it, that's the white dude that got arrested. So but I don't know if that was updated in the amended claim. I honestly do not believe that Young Miami and Daphne Joy are sex workers on Puffy's payroll. I don't believe that. I just don't.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's because that couldn't have been in the original one because this information is just now circulating. So for whatever reason, Little Rod decided to add that as part of the amended sections of this complaint. I don't know why.
Yeah. Thank you, Lisa.
Don't know why. Yes, and hi Kimmy. Kimmy's in the chat. Thank you. I mentioned the hair on Wednesday. I'm finally settling in, but I don't know how long it's gonna stay in. But the woman who did it, love you. Hey, Nisha did it. She's great. So also I just want to know.
He admitted that shit and just started name dropping people.
Yo,
I think I saw Suge Knight doing some of the pink cocaine too.
But he was doing.
He was out here like.
That's how he got.
He was out here like Nino. He was out here like Nino Brown. He was like Nino Brown in the New Jack City.
Yeah, and I mean,
I'm going down.
Yeah, I guess. It's a bit much in there for him to just be a producer that Puffy just started working with, to just trust somebody like that in your circle like that. I don't know. He's saying a lot, and then the story changes. I was just reminded of, I was watching a Lovely T video, and she was talking about how I don't know if y'all remember this, probably about 2 years ago, Stevie J was being interviewed by this black vlogger, and he was getting head while he was being interviewed. And
oh God. Jesus.
And I also feel like Stevie J is an easy target. If you go, amend a lawsuit or put something sensational in it, if you say Stevie J was involved, most people gonna be like, I believe that.
But that's what I'm saying. He was in the original complaint. Stevie J was mentioned in the original complaint.
With the video that was not him. It's problems. This complaint is so many problems with it.
So I'm also like, if you're amending it, wait, hold on a second, Shabazz. If you're amending it, do you not correct the dumb shit that was in it the first time, but now you add more dumb shit? Like, I'm confused. Go ahead, Shabazz, you were saying.
So the Freaknik thing that was happening while the interview was going on, was Stevie behind, like, maybe sitting behind a desk, and maybe, or was he just was this all happening just right there?
Honestly, Shabazz, I too was curious about like the
look. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. So when Lovely T said it, I'm like, I remember this, but I don't remember how it happened. So he's being interviewed and he's in bed. And strangely enough, guess where he's in bed at? At Puffy's place that got raided. He said, I'm at my best friend's house. So he's in bed, and the interviewer is like, hey man, what you smiling for? And he keeps looking down. He's like, I'm having a great day. I'm at my best friend's house. And then he moves the camera, and you see him. Stevie got a nice body. You see his abs. And then you see this hand with nails on it go up to the side. And the interviewer is like, Stevie, all right, stop playing with me. And he's like, she said, Stevie, you so distracting. And he said, nigga, you're distracting. You see what's going on right now? You're distracting.
I mean, how do you sit there and hold an interview though? deftly. I'm just getting up and walking away. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let y'all have at it.
It was a lot.
They said Puffy, that's in a couple different of the complaints or lawsuits. Sorry, where they're like, yeah, he would be in bed with some chick and he have food delivered, or have somebody come in and take some notes about some shit. I don't know, or have
he'll walk in a room. He'll walk in butt naked. He's known for doing that.
Be in the middle of an activity and be like, yo, come in here and take some notes, or go ahead and get that Uber delivery. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just wild. So
right.
But Rick Ross does that too.
Cheese up in there. You know what I'm saying? You got some cheese in there. I mean, like, yo, I got a Philly cheese steak in there. You got some cheese? Like, bruh, can you put your clothes on? Can you put some? Don't come out here holding a Philly cheesesteak in your home. Don't come out here holding a Philly cheesesteak in your hand, asking me for cheese and you don't got no clothes on.
Would you dig out? Right. Okay.
Come on, man.
So one thing Ernest said, did y'all see the meme about them finding Cambodian breast milk in his basement? I did not.
Not the Cambodian.
And,
not the Cambodian.
What?
That's old school. Not the Cambodian. That's an old school joke right there.
What?
I didn't see that. I did not see that. And then Kimmy said, is the pink cocaine the 2024 version of scissor? Is it? I don't know. Should we? I mean, because one is liquid and one is powder.
Well,
it's probably strong. It's probably a lot stronger than that.
Yeah, if you are familiar with drugs, so scissor is codeine, so it's cough medicine. And what it does is, I don't know if you've ever seen somebody on scissor. They're like the Walking Dead. If you do a bunch of that, you walk around, your eyes are low, you walk around a cup, you are half lucid. Because think of when you take, and they give cough medicine to kids, they go to sleep. You usually take it at night, like NyQuil, that's cough medicine. Codeine is just a stronger version of that. So with ecstasy releases serotonin from your brain, the thing that makes you feel good. So you doing coke, it's gonna keep you awake, active. You get a mild euphoria from that. Jesus, I'm just describing. I'm like, yeah, I just did it. No, but it's a lot stronger. The mix of cocaine and ecstasy is gonna be a lot stronger than just doing scissor.
Yeah. We just all sitting here listening to you. We just all sitting here listening.
Right, yeah. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Take some notes. Now you say it does what now? Okay, wait.
Antoine the Jedi. Antoine the drug Jedi over here.
Ernest said it's from a Dave Chappelle skit, the Cambodian breast milk. Yes, Lisa, Antoine always has me clutching my pearls. Okay, usually it is Antoine having me clutch my pearls.
It's true. I'm just telling. I'm just, I want y'all to understand what's happening in the media.
We appreciate it.
Y'all went up on that Cambodian.
I missed that one. I haven't seen all of the Chappelle Show skits. I haven't seen all of them.
And I know that Antoine is flashing the comments, but just to highlight it, Kimmy said, I want to hear from Farnsworth Bentley. And then Tony said, yes, everyone wants to know where Mr. Bentley is. And that is the testimony everybody wants to hear. So,
yeah.
Yeah, that part.
I'm not even going to say anything to that one.
Moving on. So speaking of Daphne Joy, just to wrap up, the latest. So as we noted, Daphne Joy who is 50 Cent's ex. They have a child together who is now 12. Was also mentioned in this amended complaint from Lil Rod, and that allegedly she was a paid sex worker. And so 50 tweets out, I didn't know you was a sex worker, you little sex worker, LOL, because 50 is a troll. And so then he decides that he actually is going to go ahead and try and seek full custody of their son. And so this is what the official statement was the disturbing allegations and the sworn pleadings recently filed in the court case related to Daphne Joy, the mother of my 12-year-old, has required me to take all necessary legal actions to protect my son, sire. The most recent false and baseless allegations by Daphne Joy are clearly a response to my decision to seek sole custody of my son. My son is my main priority, and keeping him in a safe environment is my only focus at this time. So what he is referring to is Daphne then sent a long ass post and said, everything is a joke to you until our safety is compromised. She was like, do you remember raping me? She said, we moved to New York to give you the opportunity to be a father to your son. And you saw him 10 times out of the 2 years that we lived there. She was like, let's put the real focus on your true evil actions of raping me and physically assaulting me. You are no longer my oppressor, and my God will handle you from this point on. You have permanently damaged the last hope I have for you as a father to preserve our family. You have broken our hearts for the very last and final time. So, one done, right? So then 50 posted a pic of her and Diddy out together. And he said, you moved a mile away in hopes of having another baby with me, but I was busy. So you moved back and then you start receiving money from Brother Love. So now here we are, little sex worker. Then it got messy. It got really messy. So then Daphne Joy did say regarding Lil Rod's allegations, I am deeply hurt by the lies in Rodney Jones's lawsuit. The claim that I am a sex worker is 100% false and character assassination. I am retaining an attorney to explore all legal remedies against both Rodney and his attorney. See, so Daphne Joy was like, I was not a sex worker. Again, has anyone seen Young Miami come out and say that? Because I just didn't see it.
I think she's just assuming she don't have to. But I think
okay, all right, that's fine.
I think the other thing too is I just want this to be clear. for women out there, 50 Cent is not an ally. The reason 50 has come out and said he's releasing a documentary about Puffy, and he said the proceeds are going to go to women who have been victims of sexual assault. So, the truth of the matter is this has nothing about being concerned for women. He is upset because Puffy started fucking his baby mama, and he's the most vindictive nigga on the planet. So that is what the issue is here. Daphne Joy started fucking Puffy, and 50 was upset about that. So that's why the documentary is happening. Secondly, don't forget what he did to Vivica, Tierra Marie, what he did to the way he's spoken about Oprah in the past. So I just want to be very clear.
Didn't Lil Kim fall out? Didn't he have some fucking choice words to say about Lil Kim?
Oh yeah, Kim, they don't get along at all. They had a falling out because remember they did Magic Stick together. That was a hit song.
Yeah.
And he started talking about what Kim's face looked like and all these other things. So yeah, he's not an ally. Even with the Daphne Joy thing, I saw a post that he put on social media. It was him and his son when he was younger. They were at some location and they had on matching glasses. And the post said, "Hey, that's your mother over there with Puff." And then he said something derogatory about Daphne. And I'm like, this is why your relationship with your kids is so fucked up. You don't give the mothers of them any respect. So yeah, that shit should be kept private. And until she is proven in a court of law to be a sex worker that's sniffing pink cocaine, you need to leave her alone. It's not a good look. And like I said, I don't believe she's a sex worker.
Also in 2013, 50 was charged with domestic violence against Daphne and pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of misdemeanor vandalism stemming from an incident where he allegedly kicked her in the stomach and destroyed her property during an argument. The rapper struck a deal with Los Angeles prosecutors for 3 years probation and 30 days of community service. So
yeah, it's not cool. So yeah, all these passes, I don't know why.
That's when she was living out here.
Yeah, because I think Daphne is from LA, if I'm not mistaken. She said she moved to New York. I believe she's from LA. I know some people that know Daphne, and they live out here.
If I'm not gonna say where she lived, but she lived in around the North Hollywood area. I'll just say that.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Danielle said if she was a sex worker, if you were taking care of biz, she wouldn't need that for money.
It's facts.
Tony said, this ain't messy. This is a house after an unauthorized teen party while the parents are away. No, it's messy. It's messy. This hell is messy.
It just always happens with 50 though. With any woman that he's been associated with, it just gets real nasty. Down in the dumps, gutter, just dragging her name through the mud.
He's an ultimate troll. I mean, it's not even just women; it's guys too. I mean, I think he got into it with Rick Ross. Was it Rick Ross?
Oh, Rick Ross is. Remember the thing with with Rick Ross's baby mama in the court case? That got real fucking nasty.
It did, yeah.
Yeah, it got real nasty, and she won. I believe 50 had to pay her for putting out a sex tape on his platform that featured her, and it had something to do with, she didn't give him permission. He had to pay her.
Also, and I think he tried to file bankruptcy to get out of paying her that. Like, he sold awesome stuff to try and get out of, 50. Look, Danielle said 50 is an ally like Candace Owens is an ally. That part.
Hold on, wait a minute. Candace Owens is an ally?
Oh, okay, you know what? Absolutely not. So Neff says, so is this why Stevie J called 50 out to fight? That's also interesting because Stevie J is a bitch. So that would be an interesting, back and forth because, okay, whatever. All right, moving on. So that's just the latest. All this fallout from from Diddy's messy ass. Look, what's next? We shall see.
Who's next? It ain't what's next. Who's next?
You're right. That part. Thank you. Where are we at? Sorry. Something is happening over here, Antoine. So if I just dip off, just keep going. I don't know what's happening. So DEIs, as you know, people with some sense, DEI stands for diversity, include equity and inclusion, right? Which is technically what the space that I work in. Interesting. So the Baltimore man, we talked about this on Wednesday after, like the bridge collapse, and Baltimore has a black mayor, Maryland has a black governor. There's a lot of black people who are in the mix, doing their jobs. But of course, racist white people had shit to say. And so just like CRT, just like woke, that's their new way of talking about DEI derogatorily. That's their new way of calling us the N-word. And so the Baltimore mayor was on, and he looks young. He's 39 years old, right? But he said, look, I know, and we know, and you know very well that black men, and young black men in particular, have been the boogeyman for those who are racist and think that only straight, wealthy, white men should have a say in anything. He said, look, we've been the boogeyman for them since the first day they brought us to this country. And what they mean by DEI, in my opinion, is duly elected incumbent. So, check on that. So in addition to him being like, this is how we're going to do this, our people, because you know how we do, decided to just say, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take that shit back. So black people have already reclaimed DEI. Antoine, were you able to use the screen?
Yeah, when you want me to pull something up, I'll pull it up based on the name of the person. So who do you want me to pull up first? The name of the person that posted it.
At Renee Petty Lapone.
Okay, we'll pull that up first.
So she
shared,
yeah. So what she shared was DEIs be creative as fuck. Somebody else said, pour out a little looking for the DEIs who ain't here, DEIs with attitude, DEIs in Paris. And then so she said, black people have already reclaimed DEI. This is why I love us, and this is why they hate us. Because all jokes aside, resilience is our inheritance. Stay pressed, bigots. And then the next one was oh shit. I'm like, hold on, who was that? It's sorry, because I wasn't sure if you want to have how we were going to do it. Sorry.
It's John Paul and Anna.
Anna.
Okay.
Yeah. So Charles Preston wrote, shout out to all my real DEIs. And I said, rich DEI, poor DEI, house DEI, Phil DEI, still DEI. And then there's just like one more. Right. Yeah.
The someone last said one is John
meeting,
Paul.
Yeah, someone just said DEI please in my meeting. I love the internet and black people so much. So yeah, y'all talk shit about us if you want to. As we do, we gonna keep it moving. So I just want to share that.
Can I say this though? I really like this new platform. I mean, this is really slick. I like how it all,
Thank you.
This is cool.
It can do so much more. It just requires the time to do it. Yeah, I just got back in town, and then I'm going to I'll be in Chicago the weekend of the 13th. So that work doesn't start until I get back. But yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm really excited.
Chavez, you gonna be in town? You gotta come hang out.
Where?
In Chicago.
If you're in Chicago the weekend of the 13th, are you there?
You know what? I might be, because my brot's birthday is on the 11th, and I haven't decided yet, which I think is a Thursday.
Okay. Well, we're not gonna tell you why, but talk to us. We'll tell you why. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I can't say nothing publicly. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's crazy that you even say that, because I actually might be going there.
Okay. Good to know.
I know you be popping in and out. That's why I was like, we gonna, All right. So super quick, we're gonna talk about Candace Owens, although I don't have a lot to say. But she was, working. She was employed by the fucking Daily Wire, and she's no longer employed by the Daily Wire.
She black as fuck. She black as fuck this week.
Okay. Right. So her anti-blackness, that's fine. They wanted that. That's probably why that's why they hired her. But then she started on this anti-Semitic, like Jewish crazy talk, and they're like, "Okay, girl."
That's the buck stops here.
Man, that is just so interesting. Like you cannot say anything.
No,
not one thing. You can't.
And now, look, we have talked not enough, but a little bit about the Israel-Gaza situation. It is complex. And her commentary was largely in part because of that. And a lot of different people have had strong words for Israel. However, she took it too far, okay? Which is what she does. And who owns the site? Shapiro, Ben Shapiro, who is Jewish.
Well, Shapiro. I mean, Shapiro. I mean, I
Right.
mean, you know, I ain't never seen a Shapiro on the south side of Chicago that look like me.
Yeah, rap star Ben Shapiro owns the site. Remember that?
Right.
So she repeated and she right into where she said she did say Jewish government was committing genocide in Gaza, which is what a lot of people are saying. Then she claimed that there was a sinister small ring of Jewish people in Hollywood and DC, okay, Kanye, involved in something quite sinister. So then Ben said, look, this disgraceful rhetoric, her faux sophistication on the topic. And then without naming Shapiro, Owens, Candace said, one cannot serve both God and money, which is a dig at, that a slur about,
oh my God.
Jewish people and being money lenders and all that. So then he said in response, Candace, if you feel that taking money from the Daily Wire somehow comes between you and God, by all means, quit.
Well, what was funny is she was talking real brolic. I saw, because I don't follow Candace Owens too much, but I saw on YouTube in my algorithm, this video popped up and I played a little clip of it. And it was basically her being interviewed by somebody. And she was like, Ben Shapiro doesn't even have the power to fire me. And that bitch was fired the next day.
Okay. Well, then she also attacked him. She attacked him in an interview she did with Tucker Carlson because, let's talk to that fool. Accusing him of ad hominem attacks. Girl, bye. Then, wait, she kept going, doubling down though, right? She said she liked a post on Twitter where a user accused a rabbi of being drunk on Christian blood. Like she was just going in, all right? And so to your point, Antoine, Ben was like, girl, get by.
Well,
maybe she's having a nervous break. Maybe she's having a nervous breakdown.
Interesting.
But the funniest thing, Crescent, is the article that you sent about her.
I was about to get to that.
They called her. They said, did they call her? Wait, I'm trying to see
I'm
right
gonna read.
Oh my! It was the one part. You go ahead.
The very first line. So this is the title. It's from the hub.news. This is a woman I follow on Twitter called Kyla Janae Lacey. I love her on Twitter. Okay, love her. Title: Candace NoWins Owens adds to the Black unemployment rate. Okay, first line. Last week, professional grifter and split ends enthusiast.
The split ends enthusiast.
Split ends enthusiast. Wow.
Oh,
that's what I had to add that article in there. That line is for you.
Wow.
Because you know what? I ain't gonna say. Wow. Look, for her to be a celebrity in the news every day, her hair has never been laid, and I'm like, we know you come from blackness because you took advantage of blackness. At one point, you were reading Republicans Fulfilled. You did a Bill Maher, and you saw that it would be more lucrative to stand out and be a big fish in a small pond as a black woman that does not perform in a black fashion, I guess. So, yeah, she did a full 180, but yeah, her hair ain't never been laid. Now, one time I'm like, if you don't fuck with niggas, that's one thing, but why can't your hair never done?
Also, and I don't know if this is in part because her soul is diseased inside her skin, her makeup. I'm like, and Antoine, I don't give a fuck. She still looks like a Monchichi. I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it every time her fucking face pops up. And her skin, I'm just like, what is it? It's giving sunken place, very much so.
Neff did a sketch once. Neff, if you still in the chat, Neff did a sketch once. It was Candace Owens putting her makeup on. Oh, wow. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And in the end, it was just full clown makeup. It was just full clown makeup. Like,
I didn't see that.
A clown.
Karen said it's Candace DEI now. Lord, no.
Yes.
Yes. Asking for asking for donations in her latest tweet.
Yeah.
So again, repeating. Last week, professional grifter and split ends enthusiast Candace Owens was at the Daily White Supremacy Wire. Okay? Now she's just another unemployed black woman pushed out of a white establishment where she wanted to belong, right? Owens made a great living off of being the do girl for white nationalism until recently when she redirected some of her bigotry from black people to Jewish people because it is absolutely fine to dog the fuck out of black people, but there is a line, love.
Here's what I'll say. It is okay to be a black conservative, right? But I'll say this:
Yes.
black conservatives need to find the Republican Party is not their friend, and that is just what it is. The Republican Party is not your friend as a black Republican or as a woman Republican. I mean, you really just look at everything that is happening. If you're of Latino descent, they're not your friend. And while I do have my issues, I have my issues with the Dems. I mean, I've been a registered independent since the '90s. At the end of the day, the Republican Party has been dead on arrival since Trump became president.
Well, Michael Steele is a conservative. I'm sure he didn't jump ship, but he doesn't support, the MAGA-ness of the Republican Party, which is something altogether different.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just a couple more. So regarding her actual tweet that she said the rumors are true. I am finally free. Interesting choice of words. If you would like to support my work, you can head to CandaceOwens.com where you will be directed to my locals page. Or you can give a gift at GoCandace.com. And I think it was Callum, she's married to a millionaire. So like, girl, what you doing right now? So whatevs. Then
she always wearing the wrong foundation.
Thank you, Kimmy. That's part of it. I'm just like, girl, like, what is this like mud look on your face?
That's what Neff had in her skin. Her foundation, it was like, is she bleaching? Like, the shit was hilarious. I gotta play that shit next week. I gotta find it.
So Kayla continued. She said, Owens clearly forgot herself and forgot that being one of the good ones will never translate to her being one of them. Her marriage will never allow her the same privileges of a proper missus and criticism of a class of people more protected than her. The black girl will never sleep comfortably in the largest room on the plantation, no matter how much they claim to love her. Kayla read her for filth.
This was the Hub. What's the Hub.news? I'm gonna need to start because that one was now. Remember is it the root that we've been having a problem with lately?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So here's the thing: when I sign up for something, like if it's understood. You let me know from jump. You just don't like this person and you go just throw the facts out there, but you go do it in an hilarious fashion. Like you go essentially be a notorious shade queen. I'm okay with that. But when you try and do it under the guise of like just straight up, it's just a regular op-ed and it's like, no, you can't do that. This was a work of art.
Truly it is.
Yeah.
And Callum, Tony says she can't get served in black salon. That's why her hair looks Also, Callum noted she does. She speaks of slavery as if it were an unpaid summer internship or something. Truly. And
that's
also,
the Republican. That's the way Republicans. Those are Republican talking points. That's how they approach it.
Yeah. So
she go to Supercuts.
So now she's saying, ain't no black person touching her hair or her skin. I mean, clearly, I'm like, you didn't pay nobody to come to your house and hook you up, girl. That's really tragic.
Chauffeur, Supercuts, nigga. Do they even take black people at Supercuts?
Hey, they be hooking her up with that Flowbee. they hook her up with that Flowbee. The Flowbee getter.
Yeah, Tony, she did call her a Manchichi. They used to call Usher a Manchichi too. Y'all need to stop.
But she does look like a
Usher does kind of look like a Manchichi. He's still cute. I mean, Manchichis were cute.
I gotta say, Candace is still kind of cute though. I mean, when she's, she is kind of cute.
She is not. There's nothing cute about her.
I ain't commenting on what that lady look like.
Yeah, ew. Right, Sarah's right. It reminds me of when Meghan McCain offended the gays, and they were like, "Good luck with the hair and makeup, bitch." Right, LOL.
Do y'all remember when Meghan McCain was I swear she was getting her hair done in Compton. I was like, is it a joke?
I remember that.
Remember that shit?
Like elaborate ass.
I was like,
a ponytail.
I was like, bitch, you are not Patra. Who did your hair today? What the fuck?
He said Patra.
Her hair was straight. She rocked straight up black girl hair for a couple months on that show. And I'm like, are we being trolled? What the fuck?
I remember she had that one with it was sitting on top with like the loop, and then it was like the long fucking ponytail.
It was some shit coming down. It was spirals and shit, waterfall.
Right. Look, did this have her edges was laid? I
don't know. I didn't know what was happening.
I'm just mad that you said Patra.
Facts though. So Daphne's still in chat. Daph said, yes, I did it. What kind of sketch was that?
I'm trying to. What's the
acronym? Whatever. It was a makeup tutorial. Bozo realness. Yes. Okay. Sorry. So I want to just jump back in a little bit to what Kayla said. So here's the thing. She's like, but now the same Black culture she demonized and built her career on separating herself from is now the same crowd she is trying to ingratiate herself to. Rappers who now have enough money to be capitalists. They once rapped negatively about View Owens with a softer lens, right? So Meek Mill tweeted about her singing her praises. And of course, who can forget her White Lives Matter stunt with Kanye West, who's also nuts. And we had mentioned this, I think Antoine, I mentioned it, but we didn't get a chance to talk about it. She recently was on Joe Budden's podcast. And she was, and both of them motherfuckers is like, okay. And Kayla noticed, she was like, it's funny how Charlamagne went harder on Lil Mama than Candace Owens, but I digress.
And same thing with Puffy. But same thing with Puffy, because they have an association. They were with Revolt at one point. Yeah, it's not dissimilar to what happened with Rona with the RNC and with her being hired by NBC. They were trying to rebrand Charlamagne. They were trying to rebrand him. And it seemed like they were trying to do that with Candace as well. And it's like, no, we have footage of what you niggas said and what you do. And I don't care how much makeup you put on or whose show you go on. It don't change what you said. We know how y'all move.
Right. Right, exactly. So she said, look, I'll give Owens this. Her grift game is strong. So maybe she is the one controlling the narrative, sorry. But I will also note this. Ebron called out. He called out Joe Budden in the Breakfast Club. He was like, yo, for giving. Oh yeah, that's right.
I was like, Enron in the chat.
I think I was also putting it together with LeBron James. I'm all over the place tonight. But yeah, he called out Joe Budden and the Breakfast Club for having her on their platforms. And he was like, that's the game. There is no integrity. It's what's going to get clicks. The same way with exactly what you're talking about with Rona, though.
Yeah.
And NBC. And it's like, what are we talking about right now? Like, please don't.
Oh, can I ask a quick question? Neff, me and Neff went to high school together. I've known her for a million years, but this is terrible that I keep messing this up. And she lit a group of us up years ago because we kept saying skit. We kept using skit and sketch interchangeably, and you're not supposed to. They're not the same thing. So if anybody knows, if you can clarify that for us, Nefertari, because I don't want to keep misusing it. I do it all the time.
Well, you're not alone.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I just try, I have too many friends that are actresses to be misusing this term. Potentially, specifically too many friends that are sketch participants who write sketch comedy. I should know the difference between the two.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. Just say.
He said he had to Google Monchichi.
What?
You know the problem, and you know why it's touchy to use Monchichi is because Monchichis are like human monkey hybrids, and
oh yeah, that's right. I mean, I grew up with them. It was a toy. We grew up with
it. I know, but black people calling a black person something that is adjacent to a monkey is kind of.
I'm sorry. Let me be clear. She's a monkey. Okay, I'm just say it. Like, no, I'm not. No.
Well, allegedly. Oh my goodness, allegedly is. Oh, shit.
No, she's horrible.
The views of Crescent Muhammad are not necessarily the views of the rest of the Madness Collective.
She's a horrible human being. No apologies. Wait, I'm sorry. Did we miss this? Danielle said she goes to Supercuts when she needs a quick trim. So y'all need to stop clowning Supercuts, okay?
Are you serious, Danielle?
No. Hey.
Where that at? I need that on public record.
Okay, then we just talk about Bo Ricks. We talk about Bo Ricks then.
Not
Bo Ricks.
Ooh. So then, yeah, because I ain't never seen a black person go in there. Not that I sit outside of Supercuts looking at who their clientele is, but I didn't
stalker
because of the nature of black hair and a lot with you having to deal with chemically treated or heat treated or purely natural. I feel like they not teaching them all of those different elements wherever they going before they end up at the Supercuts. So you can go in Supercuts, you go in there, say, yeah, I just want to relax it so my hair is more manageable, and you come out bald headed. That's what I'm just thinking of Supercuts.
No, I wouldn't let them give me a relaxer. I would not let them come anywhere near my hair with chemicals. Okay.
Okay, so just cut for a cut. You would just go. You could go there for a cut. Okay, guys.
And if you can guide them, what you kind of need them to do with some scissors, then you might be okay. I'm sorry, Chavez, you were saying.
No, I was saying Supercuts and Bo Ricks, they can handle that. They can't handle anything beyond just a trim. They can't go beyond the trim. That's about it.
Can they wash y'all hair?
I wouldn't trust.
Can you get your hair washed at Supercuts? Can you get a wash and a cut as a nigga at Supercuts? I'm curious. This is something I need to know. Shit.
God help me. Okay, wait. Nev said. Yes, Tony said Candace is a grifter and she's willing to sell her soul for pocket change. This is facts. So that's why I can call her names because ill. Neff got to look. Neff said it's get ready with me. It's GRWM.
She said Babs. Sarah said Babs.
That's the best description, Sarah. That's what I was trying. Babs is what
Babs.
Megan McCain.
Megan was looking like Babs. And I just thought it was the craziest thing because I remember I was sitting with some other black people and I was like, are y'all gonna sit here and act like she not? What is up with her hair? And everybody was like, I don't see the big deal. As I said, her hair looks like it was done in Compton. Nobody would comment on it. And I was like sitting there like, what is going on? It felt like she was making fun of us.
Oh God. Okay, look, I just have to. I know I keep playing with this lighting because it's stressing me out. So I'm sorry. I'm just on the move. I'm on the road. See, that put it in all caps, like you dummies. Get ready with me, okay? Kimmy called her. Are you calling her Omarosa 2.0? I think that's what we're calling Candace. Now we're just talking about problematic black women. Stacey Dash, facts.
Yeah, Omarosa, I think, still gets invitations to barbecues. I really do.
Because remember when she decided to leave the White House, she did finally start talking shit about Trump. So
she was like, he say nigger all the time. I'm like, girl, where are the tapes? Remember how crazy that guy? Tom Arnold was like, yeah, they about to deliver the tapes to me. And I was like, what?
You remember that? Yes.
It was crazy. And did y'all know, I'm trying to think who fucked it up. Oh, Wendy Williams fucked up. Tom Arnold and Nene Leakes were going to have a show with Debmar Mercury, the same company that does the Wendy Williams show. And Wendy threw shade on it and shut it down. Yeah, of course, per Nene Leakes. Now, we know Nene is hosting Zeus events now, so I don't know, you can take that with a grain of salt. I think Nene hosted a Baddies East or some shit reunion, so take it with a grain of salt.
Right. So, also, wait, sorry. Neff did answer your question. She said, the skit is considered lowbrow, whereas a sketch would be considered better quality.
Oh, okay. Let me pull that up. Let me see. Okay, here it is.
Skit equals lowbrow. Sketch equals better quality. Skit equals lowbrow. Sketch equals better quality. All right, I'm committing that to memory.
Also, wait, Sarah, I don't know if Sarah just dropped the whole definition in there, but Sarah said sketches are often mislabeled as skits, and it's important to know the difference. A skit versus sketch is dependent on the length, premise and dimension of characters. So, I mean, yeah, she just gave a longer definition of what Neff just said. So,
okay. Yeah, I knew. Yeah, we had a text thread once where we were because somebody in the thread should have known better, and they kept misusing it, and it got a little heated. This was years ago. At any rate, thank you, Sarah and Neff. Thank you.
Sorry, this whole supercut conversation in the chat is
comedy. do we have anyone? Do we have anyone who's been to Bo Ricks? That's all I want to know.
No, no one is mentioning Bo Ricks but you, Chavez. Right now, you're the only person who's mentioned
Bo Ricks. Was that only Midwest?
That's because I went to Bo Ricks.
Oh, was Bo?
That's what happened. Is that what happens?
That's what happens when you go to Bo Ricks.
Yeah.
Wait, Neff said I went to Dry Bar in Brentwood. I cried in my car.
Danielle said, if your hair is straight, it's a trim. And she said, as long as they don't put water near me. And then, yes, Nev said, I went to Dry Bar in Brentwood. I cried in my car. Rich actually said, I used to go to Supercuts for trims too. Rich said, also very economical. Callum said, you got to pay extra for a wash at Supercuts.
Don't do it though, because they're going to
wash mine. What'd you say, Shabazz?
Don't do it because they're gonna use like head and shoulders. They're not gonna use them like mane and tail or nothing like that.
Not mane and tail. Any of those places you go to, you have to bring your own shampoo, and even then, it may not come out the way you need.
Do y'all still use the cholesterol conditioner? That shit used to look like I used to look at that. I'm like, I could put that on ice cream. That shit used to look tasty. It looked like custard ice cream.
He said it looked tasty.
So yeah, okay. Great. So not Dry Bar, but a place like Dry Bar. I think it's called Blow Bar or Blow maybe. Which that sounds crazy. But I've had them wash.
I want to go to the Blow Bar. What they doing over there? What their mouth do? What you doing tonight, Nick? I'm broke. I'm going to the Blow Bar.
As I'm saying it, right? As it's coming out of my mouth, I'm like,
you were trying to take it back. You were trying to pull like, no. Antoine's eyes got big. He was like, really?
Oh God. Okay, you know what? We're gonna move on. So I can wrap this up. So Biden and Obama and Clinton were all in the house. Okay, sorry. Sarah said she's gonna get her a bowl and some scissors and she's gonna shake up Candace.
Oh, not the bowl, not that bowl cut. Not that bowl cut. Not the Chinese bowl.
To be honest, that's what it looks like, and that's what's been happening. Is that somebody just put a bowl in that bitch's head and just started like cutting around. So it looks really unfortunate.
You niggas are terrible people.
She's a terrible person. Antoine. She brought it on herself. Okay. So yeah, was that last night? I'm like, I don't know what day of the week it is. I know it is Friday.
It was last night. It was last night.
Mm. So Biden, he was like, look, let me bring in the homies, right? Raise this money real quick. So yeah, they got $25 million fundraiser. It was hosted by Stephen Colbert, also Jason Bateman, Sean Haynes, Will Arnett. Also, Mindy Kaling was there. Lizzo performed. Queen Latifah was in the house. I was about to say Cynthia Erivo, but whatever.
Can you at least tell the viewers what your issue is with this woman? You won't never be specific. You just won't say nothing nice. You need to be specific what your issue is.
She had some commentary about Black Americans that she then eventually apologized for because the way it came out, and then you out here playing Harriet Tubman, right? You out here playing our Black icons, which you got running your mouth about.
Okay. You too fair skinned and she too brown skinned for you to be out here slandering her name without explaining it. Because then it looked like some light skin on dark skin type shit. So we have to be very clear. When you or I don't like somebody that's brown skinned, we gotta be 10 toes in it with a strong explanation.
It's school days in this piece.
I've never said she is extremely talented. She's an amazing actress. She's an amazing singer. Her voice is phenomenal. I will say the first thing I saw her in, though, I think was Widows, the Viola Davis movie. She was not good in that. So that was actually.
I heard that movie just wasn't good.
It wasn't. There was and again, something that's based in Chicago, and like I was just like, what are we doing? What is this? This could, because in the cast, this should have been so much better. So
Liam Neeson
anyway.
was it? Liam Neeson was Viola's husband, right? Yeah, that
yes, literally, there were just. I'm like, yo, with this cast and with this storyline,
should have been.
Is that when Liam got in some? Is that when Liam got into some trouble?
And he always in trouble. Like, what are you talking about?
You remember when Liam got into? You remember when he got into some trouble? He was talking about how a friend of his had been sexually assaulted, and the person that did it was black, allegedly.
Yes.
He said, "Look for this black." He was like this black bastard or whatever. And
it was.
It got blown out of proportion.
It did.
And they were saying he was like, "How could I be a racist when I think he may have kissed Viola?" He was like, "How could I be racist if I felt like he maybe said that he kissed Viola in that movie."
Nigga, because you got a fucking paycheck to do it. That ain't got shit to do with it. But I got why he said what he said. He was angry because his friend was assaulted. And sometimes a lot of times when somebody is in the throes of a traumatic situation, it might be best not to stick a microphone in front of their face. Yeah, but I think Liam is an ally. He just was, mad about what happened to his friend, which was justified.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Dion said, he said, I'm glad you finally cleared that up. It was palpable.
Because there's some other, just let's say, industry shit, behind the scenes shit that just was kind of like unappealing that she was doing. So I'm just gonna leave it alone. But maybe she's mature now. Maybe she's a better person now. Who knows? I don't know. Voice is amazing. Acting is amazing. So you go, girl. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to see Wicked. I saw Wicked the play, and I think me and Neff saw Wicked together. We sure did. We did. Yeah, me and Neff saw the play together, the musical.
The trailer looked phenomenal.
Yeah. It looks good.
I'll give her that. So again, I was noting the people in the house.
I'll give her look, under your breath. I'll give her that. On to I'll give the bitch that. That's all she's getting today.
Yeah. So like I said, Lizzo's in the house. Queen Latifah. There's some other people. Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer, First Lady Jill Biden delivered remarks. Apparently, D Nice did the after party because, of course, missing a couple other folks. But yeah, it was a good look. Trump couldn't get all them people together if he paid them, and he can't pay them. So whatevs.
Oh wow!
But it's a great look. And then, so they brought in $25 million in one night. And then, Antoine, were you able to have the video queued up from CNN? If not, I can just read.
Let me see here. Let me see if
while
I did.
Like the video. I don't know if Antoine needs to be one to tell y'all that, but while you are watching it right now, just go ahead and hit that like button. Just hit like. Maybe Chavez, you tell
him. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hit the like button.
Next month.
So this is the numbers thing with we got it. Let me pull it up.
Oh, okay.
All right, this is some context for you on where we are in the cash race, right? Joe Biden well ahead of Donald Trump in terms of cash on hand at the end of last month. But in terms of money raised, right, Joe Biden's fundraiser tonight, $25 million. Trump, for the entire month of February, only raised $20 million. That's how big that $25 million is. It's a large chunk of change, a historic chunk, as the Biden campaign was hinting at. And again, a little bit more context. How much would Trump need to sell to reach $25 million? He's selling those Bibles, those God Bless the USA Bibles. He would need to sell more than 400,000 of those to reach $25 million. And remember those Trump Never Surrender sneakers, he would have to sell approximately 62,657 of them. So that's why he's looking forward to that big fundraiser next month. Because simply put, this type of stuff, this gimmicky stuff, ain't going to get him there, Laura.
Listen. But hold on, look at those numbers. Look at those numbers, though. And here's what you got to remember. Damn near 70 million people voted for him.
I know.
Yeah.
He ain't selling that many sneakers. He's not selling that many sneakers. And I don't think he's gonna sell that many Bibles.
What I got from watching that is that we need a segment where I have a fucking whiteboard. That is what I need to have a
with him,
whiteboard.
Right.
with the highlight, with the
Yes.
green or turquoise
Oh
highlight
my
underneath
God.
that joint.
Woo. Woo. I need a whiteboard. Oh, I would have fun with that. I'll wear a suit. Shit.
Right. Right, giving you petty. It's awesomeness. So, right, he got a lot of supporters. He ain't selling that many sneakers. Now, the Bibles maybe because those are $60 a pop. So perhaps.
But he not making money off the Bibles. That's another company, so it don't matter. We don't know what he got paid to license his name for him, but I doubt he got paid $1 million to do it.
And again, it's going to his legal fees. It ain't going to the fucking campaign because he got to keep paying all these damn lawyers.
Well, I think the one thing, too, that got lost because the guy who was presenting, he wasn't shady enough. The one part that he didn't emphasize enough was he was like, it took Trump a whole month to make this 20 and Biden made 25 in one night. That's the part that wasn't emphasized enough.
But he noted it, and then at the end he was like, "This gimmicky stuff right here, this ain't gonna do it."
Yeah,
it's not.
Oh God, yeah. I think he's trying to figure out a way for Russia and the Saudis to like get in. Although he just like put Truth Social in the stock exchange under DJT, and it went. The first day it was like doing well. I think it's already dropped considerably. So. Just going back real quick, Kimmy said, wait, where'd it go? Where's Kimmy's comment? Wasn't Cynthia the other woman in some relationship? Kimmy said it. Okay, I'm just putting that out there.
Oh, that's more? Okay, now I need to
know. So Sarah said Trump gonna be doing a lemonade stand. And then Sarah said, yeah, he don't even have that many sneakers to sell. Most people never see them, which is what you were getting at Chavez earlier.
Yeah.
Sarah also said maybe he can make sneakers from prison. And then Rich said, yeah, we asked about them bears. She was like, how many Trumpy bears does he need to sell? Are those even still available to get? So
I mean, this dude will sell. Here's the thing though. It's really interesting because there's literally no shame. Like that brother will sell anything.
And water. I think he was selling water at one point.
Trump water, yeah. Just like wow.
Yeah, anything. Steaks.
Yeah.
Pussy if he could, probably should.
I mean, hello, he out there grabbing.
Look, he can't. How you go sell pussy when you're buying it on your own? Shit, you can't.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
What Biggie said? What's the crack commandment? You ain't don't get high off your own supply, nigga. You out here paying. Yeah. You paying for pussy, so you can't sell it. And wait, that's the case that's coming up, right?
Yeah.
And
Al Bragg, that's the first criminal one. Yeah, in like a couple weeks, it's going to trial.
I do.
They're doing jury selection right now.
I do, and I could be wrong about this because I do feel like on some level, because of everything that's just falling on his desktop right now, I do feel like, how do I put it? He's starting to lose some traction. It's too much. It's too much to ignore. It's so much.
Well, what I will say is this. I don't believe in polls anyway because the polls are never 100% right.
No, they aren't.
You can't have 150 million people voting and then you take a snapshot of 1,000 people and come up with anything.
Also, to that point, the way they poll people, it's like if you're calling people's landlines, who are you talking to?
That's biased because if you have a landline, you're over the age of 50. You're probably over 60. Most people don't have landlines. But what I will say, it's skewed.
But what I will say, they're going to do everything in their power to try to lessen the vote from the Biden side, because at the end of the day, January 6th, a lot of people look at January 6th. If January 6th didn't get you to really look at things, I don't think anything will, because at the end of the day, that whole situation woke up. It really awakened a lot of people on the Republican side, and even
It
though
did.
they, even McConnell came out the next day and was like, "Yo, he laid it out."
Yeah.
But this go round, McConnell's like, yeah, I'm endorsing him, punk ass. But you
Right.
have like just bread and butter Republicans, people who live in Idaho and Iowa, wherever, who are like, for them, January 6th was it. Like they're on record. Like I see their videos on Twitter, like because they were getting interviewed. They're like, no, I will never vote for him again. January 6th was that was it for me.
Anyone that is here's the thing: anyone who is a true conservative or has called themselves a true Republican will not be able after January 6th. That should really separate. That should really separate people, because at the end of the day, like I said, enough Republicans came out and said that the election was not stolen. So now that this has happened on January 6th. If you're a true conservative, you would have never rocked with him in the first place. But if you're a true conservative, you have to come back around to the country and not the party and not someone who's elected as president.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tony said he's gotten calls on his cell. I mean, I don't get stuff about polling. I'll get like fundraising messages on my cell. Oh, you know what? Actually, thank you, Bilal. He like Baltimore tragedy is gone. I forgot. No, I mean we mentioned the Baltimore mayor, but there was something that I did want to add about that. So thank you for bringing that back up. So they spoke to the wife of one of the people. She's wife of one of the workers who survived. They pulled him out of the water, and she said, "My husband doesn't know how to swim, so it is a miracle that he survived." But her brother-in-law is one of the bodies that was recovered, so he's passed.
Oh man!
And her nephew is still missing.
That's terrible.
So it is.
And does she get? Does the right go have any sympathy for her because she's mourning? She has some. And if he couldn't swim, no, how long was he in the water? Just because he survived don't mean he's okay. So she's got
no. He got checked out. He's okay. He got checked out. He's okay.
So she got two other family members. It's like, come on. Is there any compassion for that?
Yeah, from people with some fucking sense, which are primarily Democrats and the Republicans who are not MAGA and Trumpers. So she did say, though, all the men were on a break and they were in their cars when the boat hit. So remember, we were trying to figure that out. So they were taking a break in their cars. We don't know if they were warned before the impact. There's audio of them saying, I think there's some workers on the bridge. Listen to officer to get to them. And officer's like, I'm going to go tell them to get off the bridge. And within seconds, it was too late.
Ooh.
So,
terrifying.
Yeah, but and I think in that same interview, she's like, yeah, we do jobs that other Americans don't want to do.
Yeah, don't want to do.
So again, while y'all out here, while the GOP Republicans out here vilifying immigrants, vilifying migrants, stop it, please stop. And they keep yelling, "Just come to the country the right way." You're allowed to seek asylum here. That is a part of our fucking constitution. That's a part of our process. So get this money to the border, which is what's on the table right now. And we can get this process like better together, but no, because that's gonna give Biden a win. So we can't do that. I hate these people drive you fucking crazy.
What I would like to do, though, I would like for the country to take care of the situation with Black Americans. I would like that to be addressed. As much as they talk about immigration and all these other things, reparations does not get pushed enough. And when I say reparations, I'm not, talking about you got to give me no money. Just let me live here tax free.
Wouldn't that be nice? California is working on it.
Yeah.
California is working on a modified version of it, so we'll see what happens.
There's a couple different options. And again, look, elect people into office who actually are down for supporting some of the stuff, and we can see what happens. Like, imagine if we have the White House and Congress, right? Like, if we have the House, the Senate, and the White House, right? Like, then there's no telling what can get passed that will actually benefit a majority of Americans, right? Like, and not just Americans as a whole, different groups, right? Different communities that really need support from the government. We pay taxes, right? Like, there's a bunch of like wrongs that need to be righted.
Immigrants are the backbone of our economy, but Black people, we've held it down for so long. So I hear the immigrant talk. I need my people taken care of.
Yeah,
I totally agree with it, but I cannot continue to allow whenever we bring up reparations that gets swept away. But we talk about other people. I really ain't. I'm not for it. Like, we need immigrants. We were the first immigrants, and our shit hasn't been taken care of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've dealt with
we
a lot.
Trying to be here, Chavez. We weren't trying to get here. The motherfuckers brought us here,
Well,
like against our will.
Exactly. But I also need for the government, if the government is steadily going to talk about this situation that's been going on for a couple of decades, I need you to take care of what's been going on for generations. Like, we can't continue to be getting swept along. Like, the reparations talk, it comes up, and then people are like, oh, we can't get but then it's like the other talk that happens.
Well, but the immigration issue is an issue in as far as like how big it's gotten is because of the GOP. Because they actually at this stage have nothing else to talk about. They can't talk about the economy, even though it's still not great for a lot of people because prices is high. Okay, these motherfucking groceries and food is expensive. But in terms of like the stock market and other things that other Americans really give a fuck about, like, the economy is doing well considering what Biden was dealing with when he came into office, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, abortion that is a dead in the water issue for them because that's probably what hopefully will get them in the fall. They don't have any other issue but immigration because our borders do look crazy, right? And they look crazy because under Trump, he got rid of a bunch of shit that was in place to help deal with it. It's been a mess. To your point, the border's been a mess for a long time, and no one's administration has been effectively able to deal with it. And everything just got worse under Trump. And now they're like, continue to make
because what I'll tell you is this. What I'll tell you is this: from Reagan to now, the South Side of Chicago looks the same.
Oh, Reagan, shit! It's worse. Because I grew up on the South Side. It looks like a third world country on the South Side.
Baltimore looks the same. So it's like, yo, at some point, our shit got to get taken care of too, in tandem.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a big supporter of Brandon Johnson for a bunch of reasons. So I'd love to see what's going to happen under his administration because when you have one of us who actually is a progressive and cares about the community and figuring out where dollars need to go, right? And that's part of the reason why they're gunning for him, right? Like he's like, no, we need to make this city work for everybody who's in it. So we'll see what works out. Thank you, Bilal. Thank you, Callum. I want to know thank you. He said the administration's investment in Black entrepreneurs is producing results. This is from Callum's comment, including nearly $70 billion in federal contracts. Like also small business loans, which predominantly kind of gone to Black Americans. Those increased twofold under Biden as opposed to Trump. So all these Black people out here talking about Trump did this and that for me. First of all, he was a fucking lie because he did not, right? And that's like I got a check from him. You got one check, maybe two at the most. That's not like you got a check every month, okay? So please stop. Please stop.
What's the name of the documentary? The Black guy who opened up a credit union. It was up for an Oscar. I'll think of what the name of it is in a minute. It was a policy created during the Clinton administration. He took advantage of it and he created a credit union in his community and it changed people's lives. It was oh man, what is the name of that? I'll look it.
We'll have it on Monday. Hey Nadira.
Yeah.
Nadira has a long comment and then we're wrapping up. So I think there's also a campaign to make people anti-immigrant. Oh, absolutely that. There are these weird social media videos with people speaking in Spanish and instructing people to take over abandoned homes. That sounds so unlikely and uncharacteristic that I have to believe that's intended to anger voters. Absolutely that. And the whole thing about these governors shipping migrants to other cities, to blue states.
Chicago.
Right, Chicago. I know, but that's deliberate. That is all fucking deliberate. And the money that is being spent to do that, right, is money that can be going in Texas, in Florida, to actually provide for your motherfucking own constituents. But no, it's not the point.
And you know what's unfortunate is that niggas in Chicago are blaming Biden for the immigrants that are being shipped there. And I've had to explain on multiple occasions. I said, so you're going to be mad at Biden and not the governors that are treating these people like goods transported on a truck. You can't blame Biden for everything. It's I just wish. I feel that if you're going to place serious blame on somebody, you have to understand the political process to a certain degree. Because if
really
you
just have
don't,
to
you
look-
will be vilifying the wrong person, and that is not his fault.
Yeah,
And
all you have to do is just look at who sent them. You just look at where they came from. I mean, like,
but that's what I'm saying, baseline. But again, in terms of like messaging and who's paying attention to what and what you're hearing, right? Because because they've interviewed people, Black people in particular in Chicago, they're like, yeah, these goddamn immigrants. I'm like, first of all, is there one in the room with you right now? Is he knocking on your door? Like, I know they're like a lot of them were camped out at the airport at O'Hare because I saw them. But again, to your point, how did they get to Chicago? We're not Chicago, Illinois. Chicago in particular is not a border state. Okay, so
no,
how did they get there? First of all, but then there is some. We talked about this in a couple episodes ago. I hear you, right? Like there are certain social services that Black people should have better access to that we don't, right? As a community, and sometimes like some of the migrants are, hey, somebody landed. I think she had a tumor. They took her ass to the hospital. Like, tighten her up, and then she didn't have a bill. So there are some concerns that are valid because yes, there should be more services that are being allocated to our community that are going to other places. But again, this is what I'm saying about terms of who are you putting in office? Are you participating in the process to elect people who will do the things that you want them to do? So to your point, Antoine, right? Like you out here like talking shit about how this look. Do you vote? Do you vote?
And yeah, that's the funny. That's the funny thing too. When I hear, because as some people I might be talking about might even be watching. Let me shut up. Nefertari, thank you so much. It's called The Barber of Little Rock, and it's a documentary. It was up for an Oscar.
Why is Antoine out here looking like Babyface on the Babyface versus Teddy Riley versus? Why he got the lights? He got the lights down. He got the stuff in the background.
My shit is about to go dark. So.
Yeah, I have some nice soft lights, but because I came in late, I couldn't plug them in. But they're rechargeable, so they lasted this long. But one of them, the power went out.
Yeah, we got to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shabazz, for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
No. Word. Good times. Good times. I always
tell
enjoy
the people to like the video, Antoine. Tell them
like the video, people. Like the video. We got 12 people in here and 13 likes. So y'all can, one thing we know is y'all smart. We know 2 things. You niggas are smart. We know 3 things. We know y'all smart. We know y'all show up, and y'all know how to follow instructions because we got 13 likes.
Yeah, all right. So, and Kimmy said, last thing, Kimmy says there really is a significant influx of drugs coming with many migrants. No, there's not. So that's bullshit.
You know they're going to try to use some people for mules. I mean, there's no way the cartels are not going to try to use.
But there's no significant number.
Here's the thing. Most people that come here illegally and stay. A significant number of those people fly here and just don't leave. This idea that all of our problems are happening because of the southern border is not true. It's not true. Yeah, all of them aren't drug mules. And don't forget, this is something that is very important. You can't have a thriving drug industry if Americans are not out here thirsting for them. So the problem goes much further.
Also, some of that border money, they have equipment that can detect fentanyl. They have it, but they need the funding to get to them to start utilizing it.
Yeah, we know where that's at.
Okay, if you don't stop, I gotta wrap this up because these dogs is
okay.
Is
I'm hitting the finish button.
Love you guys. Thanks for watching. We'll be back on Monday.
We'll see you on Monday. Thanks.
For sure.